Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969. This is a film that I tried watching probably 2 or 3 years ago. I think I got like a quarter of the way through it and either fell asleep or I think I had to leave and couldn't finish the movie. So I finally got around to watching it. And I just want to say, I know this is a big fan favorite of a lot of people. A lot of people have this in their top 5 Bond films. Most people have it in their top 10. For me, I get that the plot, people like it. Okay, once again, spoilers for if anyone hasn't seen the movie, click off. But Bond gets married, and then his woman dies. His wife dies at the end of the movie. That's the big thing about this movie. So I'll say this: as far as pros of this movie that I like, Diana Rigg. People I was hearing before, saying that hey, she's the best Bond girl, and I might have to agree with that. She's pretty good. I don't know. Vesper's up there. Natalia from GoldenEye's up there. But yeah, she might be the best. So I'll give her credit. Tracy is the character's name, but Diana Rigg, she does a great job. So that was good. The scenery for this film, a lot like what they film in the Alps and everything like that. I'm pretty sure it's the Alps. Looks beautiful. That's kind of my pros, honestly. Cons, I never connected with George Lazenby. I don't think he's a atrocious actor, but I never really was. When I was watching him, I never felt like I was watching Bond. I felt like I was watching George Lazenby in a story. So yeah, that didn't really work out for me. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of action, especially in the first half of this movie. There's not a whole lot going on, I don't feel like. And then even in the second half, I don't think a lot of the action is shot very well, and that's just my personal opinion. Some of the footage gets sped up, looks really bad. The finale, the climax of Blofeld and him fighting in a bobsled. No. For me, I don't know who came up with that. Maybe it was Fleming, because I know obviously it's based off his book. I'll say this, if you watch You Only Live Twice, where Blofeld is in a volcano lair and millions of dollars, even in 1965, I think when that movie came out, or 67, millions of dollars were spent in that lair, and you watch that, and then he gets away, and then you're like, what if someone told you in the next movie, him and James Bond, his getaway of his base being destroyed, his getaway from Bond would be a bobsled? You'd be like, that's it? This guy that has millions of dollars, he's getting away in a bobsled? Just baffles my mind. So, yeah, for me, the cool scene, I guess if you want to call that, of Tracy dying and being like, hey, because I did like the wedding scene. I thought that was good. It was really well filmed. The scenes that are in daylight, I think, look pretty good. And dusk, there's some really beautiful shots. The helicopters coming in, over the Alps as the sun's rising is really good. But that being said, there's some shots where it looks like literally these characters have spotlights on their face, which if you're shooting at night, you need to at least make it the lighting. I'm okay with you make their faces bright enough where the audience can see and the camera can see it. I get that, but these people shouldn't look like you're blasting a spotlight in their face. So some of these shots don't work very well for me. Overall, yeah, I thought about it, and before this, I would have said Thunderball is probably my least favorite, but I think after rewatching Thunderball again and seeing that, it's not as bad as I remember as far as the underwater stuff, I just think because when I look at Sean Connery, I'm like, that's James Bond. When I look at George Lazenby, I don't feel like that way. Oh, and another thing, they did a lot of dubbing in this film, and generally in the earlier Bond films, there is dubbing. Whether a villain needs to be redubbed over, famously Goldfinger, that his voice in the movie is not the actor's voice. This one might be the worst because we actually have George Lazenby when he's undercover, he's talking, and I think he's a genealogist where he's basically he helps uncover people's lineage or something. When he's undercover, it's just it's awful to listen to. It doesn't sound like him at all, and it's no, that sound can't be coming from him. The plot with the girls and what they're going to be doing with an allergy vaccine or something, it lost me because I was I don't really know what this is. What is this, mind control that's working on these girls? I'm not entirely sure, but I don't see why this is a fan favorite. I'll give you this. Like I said, Diana Rigg as Tracy is a great character. But that's about it. Her dad's a piece of crap. Like, he punches her in the face at one point. He literally is trying to give James Bond like $1 million. I don't think he said dollars. I think he said euros to basically marry his daughter. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. You're like selling your daughter off. That's a little weird. Yeah, I don't see myself dying to like want to watch On Her Majesty's Secret Service again, and it's a shame because I was really excited for this because people had hyped up this movie, and yeah, overall I'm very disappointed because this is not one that I'll go back to. I'd rather go back to Thunderball than watch this one. So I mean, you guys will see, like I said, here in like a couple weeks whenever I do my rankings. But as of right now, if you can hear my dog in the background, as of right now, yeah, I probably put this one last if I'm taking a guess as of right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the rating I would give it. Back in the day, me and my buddy Jesse, we gave Thunderball a coaster. I'm not going to give this a coaster. I don't know. I'm between do not pay for it and then like a $5 bin. I think if you just want some classic nostalgic Bond, maybe. Yeah, but for Tracy, I'll give it a $5 bin movie. It's not an atrocity of a movie. When I compare it to the other Bond films, a lot of this film was boring to me, and like I've said before, that's the worst thing you could be as a Bond movie. I'd much rather watch Die Another Day than On Her Majesty's Secret Service, because Die Another Day is like keeping my attention. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it just doesn't work for me. And for some people, you know, they might say like, "Oh, dude, you're a younger guy, or you know, you're from a younger generation where you know." Your attention span is so much shorter. One of my favorite movies is Unbreakable, and if anyone's ever seen that movie, that is not some action adrenaline, like, that's not what that movie is. I don't need that all the time, but I do need the story to at least be going longer. Something has to be progressing where we're getting something from every scene and not just, let's just show George Lazenby walk around and do stuff and pretend that it's super interesting. I mean, I liked when he had to, like, go snooping around with, like, that lawyer, and he went into his office and he got, like, that safe cracker from that like construction guy. That was pretty cool. That was probably my favorite scene, to be honest. And pretty much anything that Tracy's in is good, but at a certain like 40 minutes into the movie, like we stop seeing Tracy and we don't see her all the way until like I would say like the last 20 minutes. So yeah, just kind of weird. But anyway, that's my review of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Yeah, for me, this is not a top one. This is towards the bottom. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why On Her Majesty's Secret Service is awesome and why I don't get it. But yeah, that's it for right now. The next one that I'm going to be doing is Skyfall, which I'm excited for because, you know, I saw Skyfall in theaters. It's one of the most popular ones, but it's been a handful of years since I've seen it, but it's a great one. So I'm excited to go back to that. But anyway, that's it for now. Have a good one, guys.